stuff.
He really sold us on that.
It's very inexpensive, and I mean,
We mix it and put it in a spray bottle.
yes, yes. And I know somebody who stuck one in their dishwasher. Disinfected their children's toys. Or something like that.
Cynthia Cox and I
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
But if
So.
we had a pandemic, we would want to sterilize it.
It's on the order form.
Here's the rule. Here's how they use it.
Oh, there?
If you put a tablet in a bucket of water, and it's about 1 per gallon, and you've gotten a rag and you dip it in there and you clean and you dip it in and you clean, when you're done, you need to dump that water out because you've cross-contaminated. But you can do a very good job with your whatever job's at hand. If you put it in a spray bottle, you don't cross-contaminate. So you can spray and then wipe, spray and wipe. And he says, even if it's made up, it still has an indefinite shelf life.
But if we used it to rinse, clean
If
it,
it was as a second rinse, I think you
probably
could,
keep
if
it
you could
for
cover it, I think you
days
could keep
and-
using it.
and use it.
Yeah, and you know how you use that when you rinse. You don't dry it. Okay, you wash and you rinse and then you sanitize it. When you dip it in a sanitizer, you just let it air dry. That's how that is so effective.
And it's safe to eat on your dishes. So.
Yeah, they taught
Good stuff.
they taught the kids, the boys, that on the jamboree, and the boys actually brought that concept home and shared it with us. That I mean, we had known that, but it was fun to see them be able to say, yes, we have this station to wash or to rinse the dishes off to begin with, this one to wash them, this one to rinse them off again, and this one to sterilize them, and then they sat there. They didn't dry. They didn't dry them. So it was good for the boys of all ages to go through that process.
That's great. Okay, and one thing to think about when you're washing dishes, since we're talking about that, is it would be a good thing for you to wipe out your pans with a paper towel or with something before you wash them. It'll keep your dishwater cleaner longer to wash the rest of your dishes in.
Especially your greasy stuff.
Yes, that's
Spaghetti.
great stuff. So, let's start with your, obviously, with your less dirty and then more dirty. Alrighty, let's talk about laundry. Okay, how many of you guys have ever done laundry by hand? Okay, it's a lot of work. That scrubbing and pushing and rubbing and wringing and all that, it's very physically exhausting. Those women back in those days, they were, you look at those pictures, they always looked like they were buff, and they were. And there was a reason why. They had to work hard. Okay. That is one option to do your laundry, is to do it the old-fashioned way that it's always been done. This is another option, and this is our laundry kit. Oh, it's
Screw it off again.
She's getting fancy with that. Okay, what these have in it, let me take everything out and we'll show you how it works. Okay, you have this is called the breathing washer. This is like a handheld
An agitator.
agitator. So these are really, really awesome. Okay. You've got clothesline in it. You can put your own together, but this is the kit that's on the order form. If you're going to put your own together, I would suggest that this is what you put in. Okay, borax. You're going to make your own laundry soap, and when you're done with it, it's going to look something like this, and it smells so good. But this is all biodegradable, and it works really, really well. So you've got borax, washing soda, and Fels naphtha soap. And you grate the Fels naphtha, and then I think there's at least one extra for stain removal. So you can take this and rub it into the stains, and it's really helpful. Works really well. Okay. Got clothespins. You have a clothespin back. Put the clothespins in. You've got rubber gloves. Okay. This is for laundry soap and them. Cute little scoop. All right, and instruction. This will give you the instructions of how to make the laundry soap in it, and homemade fabric softener, directions of how to do your laundry in that. Okay, so what you will do is you get your little handheld agitator. Okay, you're going to fill your bucket up with water halfway or so. You're going to put your soap in it. You're going to put your laundry in it. You're going to stick this in here. You're going to put this on, put it down. This is, you're going to agitate those clothes. Okay, this is going to work much easier than doing it by hand. And it doesn't
still get bucket.
regular re-stained clothes. Now I'm going to tell you though, I think that if you have some clothes that have some really big stains, some pretty good stains in it, you're going to probably want to do a little rubbing and scrubbing and that kind of thing. If you didn't have this, you could put your own together. This would probably work. I would just drill some holes in it so that the air and the water can go through it. This is another inexpensive option, way that you could do it. Over here, this would be your old-fashioned setup. So you got your washboard. You can get these at Lehman's. I got a glass one because the metal ones have a tendency to get jagged and make it where it closes. So glass one. I personally like square tubs because when I decided I needed to practice doing laundry, so I did it this way, trying to decide what do I like the best. This was so much easier to do it this way. But I had round buckets, and I was taking my laundry from one bucket to the other, and I had water everywhere. And so I decided I prefer square tubs because then I have much less spillage going from place to place. So whether you use this or whether you're going to use something else, you could use this and just set your laundry aside and rinse in the same bucket, or you can get other buckets, or you can get just whatever you have. But I would suggest washing and then rinsing once and then having a second rinse after that. Then wring it out and hang it up to dry. Actually, you would want to rinse. You probably want to wash and wring it if you've got a wringer. Or wringer. You're the wringer.
Your kids are the ringers.
Rinse it, wring it, rinse it again, wring
Those
it. and then
ringers,
hang
is
it.
that at Lehman's also?
These are at Lehman's. I'm not sure if they have this. Do they have this one? I don't know.
Where's Lehman's?
Lehman's is back east.
It's an internet site.
It's on the internet, yeah. I get it online all the time, but it's an Amish company, so they have all kinds of old-fashioned ways to do things.
Can I make some suggestions? Only because my stupid washer every single year goes out right before Christmas, so I'm anticipating it again this year. And it's done like that forever. But one year they couldn't get the part, and my laundry was mounting, and I did not want to haul everything down to the laundromat. So I got out all my stuff, and I learned some things about me. I didn't have a wringer like that, and so I had once watched an old-fashioned movie about, and they had a section in there about women doing laundry. And what they had was a big, huge dowel and another dowel going through it this way. So you got one going this way and another one going that way. And they would put the garment on it, and one would hold it at the bottom while the other one, the garment at the bottom of the stick, and the other one would turn it, and it would literally wring out the piece of garment, clothing. So I had my husband make me one, and it took forever. If you think you were going to hang your clothes all over the house, which I did, I got so sick of laundry everywhere. And it was winter, of course, because it's always before Christmas. So I suggest that you get some rope and be serious about that somewhere, not just the rod of your shower, because after so much weight, it does collapse. And the other thing I suggest is if you happen to not have hot water or a hot water heater, Tide is the only one that makes cold soap. And as you know, cold water doesn't do well with suds. So you're going to have a way to heat it up, and if you still have electricity, an electric teapot helps a lot.
Yeah. That was one of the things I was going to talk about is you have a never-ending need for hot water. You're constantly going to have to be heating water. One of the things that we do have on the order form is a that solar spray that's over there. Put water in it, set it out in the sun, and the sun heats it up. There's lots of different kinds out on the market, but that one's one we have available. They work very, very well at heating water. Great. If we can heat water without having to use fuel, let's do what we can. Solar ovens may be able to heat water. I've actually even seen somebody who got a black bucket, put their water in it, and set it out in the sun, and it actually did a pretty good job of heating water as well.
How long does it take to get 5 gallons hot?
It says on there, it's like 2 hours, and it gets up to 90 degrees.